Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between shadowy woods, stood a house that everyone whispered about. It was old and crooked, with peeling paint and windows that seemed to glare like watchful eyes. The townsfolk called it Grim Hollow, and for good reason. It was rumored to be the lair of a mad wizard named Thaddeus. Had once been a respected sorcerer, known for his incredible spells and benevolence. But after a tragic loss, he descended into madness, retreating to his decaying mansion. The stories told of strange lights flickering in the windows at night, eerie sounds echoing through the trees, and most frightening of all, the occasional sighting of Thaddeus himself, his wild hair and tattered robes flapping around him like a storm as he shouted incantations into the air. One crisp autumn evening, a group of curious children decided to explore Grim Hollow. Among them was a brave girl named Alara, whose adventurous spirit often led her into trouble. With a lantern in hand and her friends close behind, she approached the creaky front door, which stood slightly ajar as if inviting them in. "Are you sure about this?" whispered Milo, his voice trembling as he glanced at the dark interior. "Come on, it'll be fun. What's the worst that could happen?" Ilara replied, a mix of excitement and fear in her voice. As they stepped inside, the door creaked ominously behind them. The air was thick with dust, and an unsettling silence filled the space. Shadows danced along the walls, and the faint sound of bubbling could be heard from somewhere deep within the house. With every step, the floorboards groaned, as if protesting their presence. "Maybe we should turn back," Milo suggested, glancing nervously at the swirling shadows. But Ilara pressed on, determined to uncover the mysteries of Grim Hollow. They wandered through dark corridors adorned with strange paintings that seemed to follow them with their eyes. In one room, they found shelves lined with peculiar jars filled with odd substances. Some glowed faintly, while others seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. A strange sense of dread washed over them, but their curiosity pushed them further. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from upstairs, causing them to jump. "What was that?" whispered Lila, her face pale. "Let's check it out," Alara urged, her heart racing. They climbed the winding staircase, which felt alive beneath their feet. At the top, they were met with a long hallway lined with closed doors. The noise had stopped, and an eerie stillness enveloped them. Then from one of the doors, they heard a low, raspy voice chant, "By the flames of despair, I summon the rare." Ilara's courage surged, and she opened the door. Inside, they found a large room filled with bubbling cauldrons, strange instruments, and books that seemed to float midair. In the center stood Thaddeus, his wild eyes wide with feverish intensity. He wore a cloak that swirled around him as if caught in a windstorm. "Who dares intrude upon my sanctuary?" he boomed, his voice echoing like thunder. The children froze, hearts pounding. We're just curious," Ilara managed to stammer, stepping forward. "We didn't mean any harm." Thaddeus studied them, his expression shifting from anger to intrigue. "Curiosity? A dangerous trait indeed. But perhaps you have come to assist me." "Assist you?" Milo squeaked, glancing at his friends. "Yes," Thaddeus continued, his voice rising with excitement. "I am on the verge of a great discovery, a potion to summon the lost spirits and uncover their wisdom. But I need brave souls to help me gather ingredients." Ilara's mind raced. Was this madness, or was there something genuine in Thaddeus's eyes? "What do you need?" she asked, curiosity getting the better of her. Thaddeus grinned, revealing a set of crooked teeth. "You will need to collect 3 ingredients: the feather of a raven, the flower of nightshade, and a tear from the moon." The children exchanged worried glances but nodded. The thrill of adventure ignited within them. "Very well. The raven's feather lies in the forest, the nightshade blooms near the graveyard, and the moon's tear, well, that will require a bit of cleverness," he exclaimed. As they ventured into the night, they found themselves in a race against time, dodging shadows and eerie whispers. They braved the forest, where they spotted the raven perched high above, its feathers shimmering in the moonlight. With teamwork and quick thinking, they retrieved it. Next, they tiptoed through the graveyard, where the nightshade blossomed among the tombstones, a sight both beautiful and haunting. Finally, for the tear of the moon, they devised a clever plan. Alara remembered a story about reflecting moonlight in a bowl of water. With the moon's glow shimmering on the surface, they captured the essence of the moon itself. When they returned to Grim Hollow, Thaddeus was ecstatic. He combined the ingredients in a swirling cauldron, chanting incantations that reverberated through the walls. The air crackled with magic, and soon, ethereal figures began to emerge, whispering secrets of the past. The children watched in awe, realizing they had uncovered not just a mad wizard's experiment, but a bridge to forgotten wisdom. In that moment, they understood that sometimes, even the scariest places could hold the most profound truths. As dawn broke, the spirits faded, and Thaddeus, with a glint of sanity returning to his eyes, thanked the children. "You have done well, brave souls. You have rekindled the magic of this old heart."